ever since then, right? Like, I didn't slide in her DMs. Nothing like that.
Yeah, man, because you said she was a creep, so let's hear this.
Ooh, she was a fan. You was. I admit it.
No. So what happened?
She wasn't a fan, but she was fanning the whole time. She was telling that story.
Okay.
I'm live, bro.
Geezus. Jesus.
3, 2, 1, and we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Geezus Show. This is another episode hosted by yours truly, George MORA,
Christian VIDAL,
and your co-host. Yeah, man, yo, it's we left the ACs on again. Yo, but it's an AC. We always do that. Like, everybody that's watching is gonna be like, these motherfuckers are always leaving the fucking AC on, alright? And we're about to get so hot as balls.
I don't know why we had the fucking thing on to 76 just now.
How are you feeling? Because yesterday you were feeling like a piece of shit.
I feel like shit now.
You feel like shit now?
Minus the piece of, but yeah.
Mind you, I'm gonna blow up his spot. He hasn't even. Last episode he said, "Yo, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work out. We got a third room for working out." You know what he does? He knocks out and then lets our cameraman rock in the room the whole night. Just sleep over.
Yeah, I was just, fuck you. I gotta get my workout. You sleep outside.
All right. Well, anyways, we have a great show for you, ladies and gentlemen. We've got two amazing guest hosts. All right. We don't have the budget for a fourth mic yet, so they're sharing a mic, but
that has to do with you guys. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, this is one of the most interesting couples of all America right now, right? Really representing the LGBTQ community. Okay. My best friend, my little sister, and her future wife. YURITZA and ALEENA. Please present yourselves.
What's up, guys? I'm Ritz.
My name's ALEENA.
ALEENA. Thank you guys for coming.
We're Ritzalina.
Ritzalina.
We need suggestions.
It's the team name.
Yeah, exactly.
But thank you for having us here. This is exciting.
Yeah, I know,
first,
right?
Time on the show.
It's
pretty great.
It's a new vibe. It's a new feeling. It's a new experience. All right, a new journey. Even though you're gonna fucking leave tomorrow or like some shit tonight.
Yeah, I'm leaving to boot camp tomorrow. But yeah, this is nerve-wracking already. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? Yo, like, when you get up on camera, sometimes I feel fucking nervous. But also, you're going through this and then fucking boot camp, like 6 months of it's 6 months, right? Or 2 months?
It's just too much stress.
It's making me sad. This is tough. It's tough for both of us, but you can do it.
That's so tough.
She cried last night, by the way.
She did?
Well, no.
That's a real one.
I don't mean to blow up your spot here, but
this is what happened. We were playing dominoes, then Uno, right? And I'm really good at it. I always win.
Those get intense.
I'm the champion. Don't correct me. And I'm just kidding. She won a couple times, okay? But anyway, I was losing at dominoes, so I got mad. We played Uno, and it was keeping me company. I was making sure, I was not thinking about her leaving, right? Then as soon as we stopped playing, her mom started looking at me. Oh, what's wrong? Then she looks at me like, what, are you going to cry? And I was like, oh my God, yeah. And so it made me cry.
She pushed it. She's like, you better cry. I better see how much you care about my daughter.
It was her fault. She pushed it,
Mom,
okay?
cry.
Yeah, by the way, her mother is a lovely, lovely woman. Like, literally, the loveliest woman I've, probably ever met. Like, she's this Dominican lady, kind of barely speaks a little bit English, but, is always, got that energy, the same Ritz vibes, brings it.
She's getting better at English though.
Oh, yeah.
She downloaded this game called Wordscapes. So she looks for a whole bunch of different words. And yesterday she used the word hypocrite.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
She's getting better at it.
She's getting sophisticated.
I actually donated some clothes today, and I had a sweatshirt that says sophisticated.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Why don't you give it to your mom? How about that?
Yeah, I think that worked though.
There you go.
Holy crap. All right, so me and you, we've been friends a long, long, long time. Not a long time. I don't know. It's been a while.
Like 8 years?
It's been 8 years.
Okay, so the first time I met George, I was like, I don't like this dude.
Wait, when? Oh, the first time you met me was when we were at the park, right?
Yeah. So we were playing handball together. You know, I was getting into it. Then these like 2 other guys decided to like hop in the game or something like that. No, it was 3 guys.
No, it was just I think it was one guy, and it was Gloria was there. It was me. So me and you were on the same team.
Gloria was not there. Gloria was there.
Gloria was there.
All right, Gloria's my sister.
Yeah,
but
Gloria.
anyways, that's not the point. It doesn't matter who was there. He literally kicked me to the side and was like, he got so competitive, and I'm like, dude, like we were supposed to be bonding, but now I don't like you. So
I get so serious when I play. Okay, also there's an age gap because we're not the same age. I'm 24 years old. You're 20 years old. So when I was playing, I think I was like, what, 16? You were like 12.
Yeah, I think so. You were in high school, and I was still in middle school.
Yeah, so you were 12, right? And you had like the long hair. You had the whole. You were going through your cringe phase.
Yeah, I look crazy.
You
I did not know who I was, to be honest.
But you also had like, you know, you were so into sports, and I could see that, right? So I was just hanging out with your sister. Obviously, like that's how we know each other because her sister's my ex, right? Yeah. So it's an interesting dynamic.
Not Gloria, the other sister.
Not Gloria, her other sister, you know.
My older sister.
Yeah, her older sister, okay.
Unless you like dating 19-year-olds.
Okay.
Wait, I think she was like 11 at the time.
Gloria was 11 at the time. Me and your sister were the same age. All right, let's please, ladies and gentlemen, don't take that any kind of way.
Moving on.
Moving on. Anyways, yeah, the first time we met, you didn't like me. Really? You didn't like me just for that? I always found that weird. You didn't like me just for that, just because I got so competitive.
She is so competitive, but also, okay, I have to know because I'm a very competitive person, and she's actually been more calm than I am. When I lose, I throw a little bit of a tantrum. But I want to know who's more competitive, you or her?
Oh, definitely me, hands down. I love to argue.
What do you have to say about that?
I love to.
No, I agree.
I love to win.
He's like over the top sometimes.
Yeah, I'm
like,
too much.
Yeah.
I'm too much.
They were playing Uno yesterday. Right? They were playing
This
Uno
is how
yesterday.
we know. We were all playing Uno yesterday.
First off, I was hungover and I wasn't even. I don't know.
He was on this couch.
Bro.
Yes,
They're playing fucking dollar games in Uno, bro. You gotta see this motherfucker. Nope, I'm not picking up. Nope.
Hold on. Can y'all?
Nope, I'm not. Nope, you're a mistake. I ain't picking up. Nope.
Hold on. I need to settle
That
an
sounds like me.
I need to settle an Uno debate. All right, I need to settle an Uno debate. All right, when you're playing Uno, anybody who plays Uno, right? You know, if you don't play Uno, just sign out.
Don't follow me.
No, I'm joking. All right, go play Uno. But when you're playing Uno and you know you got the card, you got the last card, right? You're about to play it. You say Uno, right? And then somebody can say Uno before you say Uno.
Yeah.
And then you pick up 2 cards, right?
Yes, correct.
All right, cool. So when let's just say it's your turn, right?
Yes.
And then she's about to say Uno. She has 2 cards. We know that her next move is gonna be Uno, right? You say you played the card on the table already. Now it's her turn. Can I call Uno?
No.
Why not?
Because if it's in her hand, she hasn't said it yet. You don't know if she can play either of the cards.
All right.
And if our rule is that once she moves the card and starts saying, that's when you say Uno. Once it's out of her hand,
guys
you
that
say
was
Uno.
everybody else's argument with him.
If it's in her hand, you can't say
Hold
it.
on.
So my whole thing on just me personally, this is where everybody fucked up. You establish the house rules.
Yes.
There you go. You're not beefing over this.
I didn't even know.
Money.
I didn't even know we were playing for money till after that.
A lot of people play differently because
That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Yes, that's why you have to establish the rules
Yes.
before you go. But I googled it.
we play
I Googled
Uno
it.
flip. So it's like a different type of Uno.
Uno.
So there's 2 sides. There's a like a neon side and the regular Uno side, right? The neon side is the dark side. That's the side that everyone hates. Like there's like a pick up 5 card. The skip, it doesn't only skip one person, it skips everybody.
Comes back.
It comes back to you.
So this is what. So I just googled the rules.
Oh, dude.
All right, yeah. See
all she's worried about.
that's how serious I am. I googled it to him yesterday. Nobody wanted to support me, and it says the rules say the moment a player has just 1 card, you must yell Uno. If they are caught not saying Uno by another player before the next player has taken their turn, that player must draw 2 new cards as a penalty.
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, cool. So by another player before the next player's turn.
So first
So
off,
once
you're
you're-
talking about Uno, and then you're also talking about Uno out.
So we're
What
talking
are you
about
trying
Uno.
to talk?
They're both the
Uno
same
just-
thing.
No.
'Cause
You have to say
they're-
Uno first and then Uno
Yeah.
out when
They're saying you got to do it
draw
by
your
the
last card.
motion. I'm just saying it's after the next person's turn, and before the next person's turn too.
Oh, so let's say you have 2 cards and you want to place one down and you have 1 card left. I feel like that card needs to touch the deck and then you say Uno. But if someone catches you not saying Uno before that card touches the deck, then you have to pick up 2 cards. It's all if you forget to say Uno, you know?
That's true.
A lot of people do forget to say that.
I do forget to say Uno, but
I catch you all the time.
but we try to say it before the person says it.
She catches me so many times, and she does not wait till I touch the deck because she has it. I'm midway, and I say Uno, and we said it at the same time once, and I swear I shouldn't have picked up 2 cards, but she made me. So everyone's rules are different. I'm very competitive. I can imagine if I played with you, how competitive we both would be because you know how I am.
So it's funny because I still ended up winning the whole game with whatever house rules they ended up making up at the end. Okay, I just played the rules against them.
Good.
You could pick up so much cards and you could still win.
Ask
Depends
Edwin.
how you play.
Edwin was so cocky. He was like, "Yo, send me my $2, bro."
Ooh.
He went to Chase Quick Pay. He requested $2. Requested my $2, and I'm like, you know what? The next game we're doubling down. Me and him put $2 down, and then we'll know who's right about this game. I won that game, so I requested the $2 back.
I got 5 on it.
I'm petty.
I wasn't thinking straight because someone was running over. That's why.
But he kept showing his cards. Yo, so okay, another thing with Uno is if you show your deck to the other player and the other player sees, they don't get penalized for it. Like you're not hiding your cards right.
Yeah, you messed up.
You messed up, Edwin. Hide your cards. And Erica was looking at your hand the whole time, and we were just signaling each other.
Wow.
What he got?
Damn.
Money game. See, so I don't play. With
Yo,
you.
I don't give a fuck. That's money game, but that's his slacking, bro. Everybody in the trip will try to. The first person to get Uno out gets that money.
I cannot
So
play
it's
poker
everybody
with you,
against
dude.
each other. What do you
Poker's
mean?
something different.
Cause I win.
That you're hella competitive when it comes to that.
Oh.
Yeah, but
We literally sat there.
But there's no debating in poker. Poker is poker. There's no debates. It's what's on the table and then what your hand is. You can't have a debate on poker. Uno is like what, all these little rules. Uno out. Can you stack? I asked them. Can you stack the +4s and the +2s? They were like yes.
Oh.
No. So I asked because I had 2 +4s and I had a +2, right? So I was gonna be like play all of them. I was gonna be like Uno and then Uno out, right? That was my move. So I asked before that. I was like, can we stack? And they said yes. And then they were like, and then I played the card, and then they were like, no, you can't stack that. You can only stack 4s and 2 separately.
It has to be the same card. Like
Yeah. So, but that's why I asked beforehand because some people they just add up the +2, the +4, and the +2.
they probably misunderstood.
Yeah.
Like that. But then, like, I wasn't playing, so I don't play this for that reason.
But that's why I asked,
Yeah,
do you
that was the
stack? And they
argument.
said
But
yes,
but
and then
the
they didn't get what I was
argument
saying.
Like the whole, they didn't understand your question, and you didn't understand their answer because
Yeah.
they didn't understand your question.
You have to ask clearly, like,
Yeah.
can I stack all the same cards or can I stack trick
Well,
cards?
you can obviously stack the same card. Like
Yeah,
if
of
you have
course.
2 4s, you can obviously. So that's
Oh, so
not.
your
So why is that even a
question was-
question? My question was, can I stack a
I
+4
see.
and a +2? You know what I'm saying?
We don't do that.
But either way, I lost that debate and still won the game. So what's up?
Okay, we
What's up?
gotta play Uno because I'm very competitive. I really want to see who wins.
But the Uno
Just play
cards for
poker.
this
Why are we playing
podcast.
Uno? I don't want to play these stupid
Let's
games. Let's
look
play
out for the
poker.
Don't play
podcast.
poker. You know, he tells beginners the wrong things.
I don't.
This is the thing is I don't play the cards. I play on people's emotions. So that's all I play. I don't play the cards.
Good shit.
When I play the cards, I just get lucky as fuck. You know, watch episode 3 for that. Because I was playing with my coach and he just got so lucky. He said it. He's like, oh, like poker is about luck. I'm like, nah, it's about skill. It's a skill based game. I'm not a skillful player, so nobody try to come at me with like, yo, you want to play poker? Like I'm gonna say no. I choose my battles. Holy shit.
You know better.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk about you guys and your relationship and how all this came about because you know you disappear to California and then come back all wifed up, you know what I'm saying, bringing her back to the family, introducing her and shit right before you're gonna go to the Navy, mind you, starting a brand new relationship. So yeah, how did all this come about? This is an interesting.
Sometimes you just know. Now,
Well, how'd you guys meet?
you're good at this.
Talk about how you.
There's the two.
She has a twisted version, by the way.
No,
I might
there's
have to
the
comment.
true story and then what she's gonna tell you. So there's no. I came to New York for the first time ever. I never even came to the East Coast before. I've always been in California. I decided to come for a foodie trip because I'm a big foodie, vegan foodie blogger. And I decided to come and have an entire week just for food. Okay. And
foodie blogger life, all the Yelp reviews.
Yes. And one of the places that I came near the last few days of my trip was Sans, and that's where you worked. She worked in hospitality. You guys worked in hospitality too. So you guys know she was in Sans, and I didn't know that I was going to meet her. I just happened to be a third guest that was invited last minute to a complimentary meal because my friend did videography for Sans. And they got a full free comp meal, and their food was amazing. So I got really lucky. And when we went there, we were together. We're just sitting. My friend, Tim, his boyfriend, and me, we were all together. And she came. Okay.
Working there.
Now, mind you,
pulling the moves.
she was looking real good. But
Pause.
Besides that, let's rewind a second. I told my friend Tim and his boyfriend just that day before we came, because they were asking me about like my sexuality, you're bisexual, this, that, and what kind of woman are you looking for? Because I was looking for a woman, and I told them my type. And I kid you not, I basically was describing her. So when we came to Sans and she came up to the table and she asked, for, what do you want to drink? And then she left. I said, her. That's what I was talking about. I want her. I was so excited.
I thought you wanted to drink me. What do you want to drink? Her.
Well, we wouldn't put that past.
She just came over to get a drink order. She's like, she wanted me.
I want you on the menu. Are you on the menu?
I asked her for her drink order. She gave me 7 digits.
I don't know what this is about.
Do we have a drink named this?
A Ritz. So she took our order. She left. She was doing her thing. I'm talking her up. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's exactly what I've been looking for. She's this, she's that. I'm just complimenting her. She comes back. I'm like, super quiet, right? Like I didn't do anything. I was talking about you.
No, how are you gonna play your cards?
Okay,
let me see.
Okay. She's here now, right?
I'm getting to
Mind you, I had not dated a woman at all before her. She was the first woman I've ever dated. And my last.
But I have to ask because like I'm meeting too many people who just like, I don't know, like the whole sexuality thing, like they don't like, maybe they don't even know, or how do you like, did you know before meeting her that you were into girls? Or
yes.
Like, so, and you've had like other girl experiences?
Yes.
So how did you know like you were bi or like,
that's a good question.
Or like lesbian, I don't know, whatever.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like feel free to ask any questions. I'm like an open book. But first time I kissed a girl was in kindergarten. I remember her name. I don't want to say it.
You don't gotta say her name.
I was so close to saying it. I'm like, she hears this. I'm like, you putting me out there. So yeah, I was in kindergarten, and I can't say relationship because kindergarten, but it felt like it. Okay, it went from kindergarten to first grade. All right, and I was very.
You held hands and everything.
We would have buddy system to go to the bathrooms, and we would go and kiss, and like we would do it on purpose. Like we would be like, can we go? Yeah, because we were like, buddy systems. So we're like, I want to go with. I was about to say her name. We'll call her A. I would go with A, and she.
Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, and we would go together, and we'd do things. It was because we were in kindergarten, first grade. We did weird things that kindergartners and first graders should not be doing. So we're gonna move on. We might cut that part out. Anyways, so I'll tell you off air. Anyways, so
you can say it. I don't care. This is explicit, uncensored shit. You can say
I'm
whatever
a
the fuck you
teacher.
want.
I don't think I should. Anyway, I'll tell you off air. So anyways, it's getting hot.
It is so hot in here, by the way. It's like it went from like 80 degrees to like 100 degrees with the story.
Yeah. Moving on. So hold on. Okay, so once I got to second grade, I saw her again, but we weren't in the same class anymore. We were in the same class, kindergarten and first grade, so our relationship, stayed intact. But when we were in second grade, I saw her by the water fountains at morning recess, and I went up to her and I was like, oh, hey, we still, on for this after summer. And she looked at me, and we're by the water fountain, and she said to me, looking straight in my eyes, and said, I don't do that stuff anymore. And I was crushed. my heart shattered into a million pieces. That was my first heartbreak.
That
was in the beginning of
hurts.
second grade, and I was like, oh, I guess that's bad. Like, you don't do that stuff anymore. Like, that's just what kindergartners and first graders do, or like that's an immature thing. And ever since then, like in my mind, that was the first time I was basically told like that's wrong, and everybody else in second. And then when I got to third grade, everyone was talking about how much they liked boys, and well, all the girls kept talking about the boys they were into, and I was like, oh, so that's the norm. All right.
Do you think a lot of that stems from like obviously like their environment, so like maybe their parents or something view it as wrong? Did your parents ever see it like as like wrong, or like were like super accepting about it?
My parents are Pakistani, and in the Pakistani Desi culture, gay marriage is very basically taboo to talk about. Was taboo to talk about.
Like you can't talk about it.
As in like if you were gay, you shouldn't, like you wouldn't say anything in Pakistan itself.
Yeah.
From what my mom tells me, like she knew people in her college that were clearly gay, basically, and were into her. But if they ever said it out loud, like they would be frowned upon or disowned by their family.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Are there like laws against that? Like in Pakistan?
No,
not
laws, but basically your family, like, is some families are so strict that they want to, push you away. Like, oh, you're
you get shunned like throughout the community in a sense, right?
Okay, community.
Yeah. I've never been I never lived in Pakistan. My mom just, so she tells me the stories. But the good thing is that even though my mom was raised like that, she ended up being extremely supportive. Loves RUIZ when she came down to California.
That's perfect.
So that's a good.
And
how was that conversation?
Yeah. Well, how did your mom? Why do you think your mom was so like open-minded, supportive about it? And she grew up in Pakistan, or she grew up
in Pakistan till she was 16. Then she came to America, and it's kind of crazy. She was in a very judgmental family. Like, they were very strict. But when she came to America and she started her own Avon business, she decided to...
Well, she's an entrepreneur.
Yes. Well, she didn't start. I'm sorry. She didn't start, but she started working for Avon, and that was her business. So she had a lot of customers, a lot of talking to different people. And she got very open to different cultures, different types of families. And she got... I guess she just stopped being as prejudiced or discriminatory, because she saw my family. Why was my family like that? Why was I grow up like that? These are all normal people, and there's nothing to be judging them about, whatever. But I think in the end,
her mindset kind of just like
it shifted, because she's been living in California longer than she lived in Pakistan.
California is such a different environment entirely. Even from New York, they're just so open, so cool, so chill, so friendly.
Yes.
In New York, we got like angry, grumpy morning people. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's squeezed into like, we're all fucking squeezed in like this. For anybody who doesn't live in New York, like this in the trains, right? That's why I don't take public transportation anymore. Yo, if you touch somebody, you're gonna catch hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody wants to fuck you up. Like, somebody like won't, like Christian. If you catch Christian in a bad mood, bro, you know what I'm saying? His girl just broke up with him or something. Somebody touches him, bro. What's up, bro? What's up? Like, I know YURITZA guy. I feel YURITZA. You'd got staticky in the train or some shit a few times.
Just when they step on my shoes. Yes. Oh my God. One day I had yellow sneakers on, right?
Oh,
yellow J's, bro. This little kid just scruffed my shit.
Little kid.
Yeah, and I'm like, where's your mother? 'Cause, I was tight. Someone get their child.
All right, cool. So this girl breaks your heart in second grade. All right.
Yes. Moving forward so now the rest of the elementary school, I think the norm is you're supposed to like boys. As a female, you're supposed to like boys. And my family wasn't ever talking about like anyone being gay, lesbian, anything like that. So it was always just, all the families I saw were straight families as well. When I got to 7th and 8th grade, that's when I started to see more people either being bisexual or even dating women, but it was still sort of taboo, which was so weird. Because
so what about for you? You immediately after kindergarten, you just knew I'm into girls, or I'm into like both, or like?
I knew in the back of my mind, but I kind of like shut it until 7th grade. When 7th grade came along and I saw all these girls in 8th grade, the 8th graders, they would go upstairs like, well, I would date her. Like, I would, hey, I remember this one girl she had highlights. She looked like this. I'm so sorry.
You're just like, chill the fuck out right now.
You're my wife now. But anyways, in 7th grade, just, cover your ears now. In 7th grade, I saw this girl. I can't remember her name anymore. Never mind. I was going to say, I was trying to find her on Instagram. I wasn't trying to find her nothing. Not recently. At one point, I tried to find her on Instagram. Couldn't find her because I forgot her name. But anyways, not recently, sweetheart. Oh God, I'm in trouble.
Sweetheart.
Don't worry about sweetheart. It's that split.
This split.
She's putting What's her name?
So anyway, she had highlights and she looked like this Bollywood actor, and I was like really in love with her. But she was in 8th grade and I was in 7th, and nobody saw me as being gay or even bisexual. And that's what kind of not bothered me, but it was stopped me from getting into those relationships. I feel like people didn't take me seriously when I would say I was bisexual and things like that. I didn't.
And this is that 7th, 8th grade?
7th, 8th grade.
Yeah,
I feel like that was always a lot of people look, because that's when I feel like people were starting to like. But
explore their sexuality and be more open to it. And up till 6th grade, I was very just into school. It wasn't like I was looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It wasn't until 7th, 8th grade that I started to look at girls and I'm like, ooh. And I remember, if you look at my yearbook today, you'd see how gay I was. I opened up and I was looking at the boys and the girls and their pictures, and I took a pink gel pen and I would like, they were squares, right? So I'd outline the girls that I found really hot. That's
not even I.
I was like, her and her. I was like, oh, she's pretty. And I was like, maybe I'm not gay. Maybe I'm just have an eye for attractive women, or maybe I should. And I really thought about opening a modeling agency. I was like, I can tell who's really hot, so I would make a really great like modeling agency person or manager. And so I don't know. I kept pushing those ideas away because like, no, people don't see me like that. No one ever responded to me in that way. I seemed like I was the only one giving out this like, you're hot, I want you, but no one saw it. And so that sucked. But once I got to high school, that's when way more people, I saw actual relationships where there was this girl who, we'll call her M. She was like the
so it was Agent A,
the
Agent
stud of the school. Like if you dated her, you're just up there. And everybody was in love with like guys like the way she dressed, and girls loved the way she looked. Everybody, some guys were jealous that she wasn't into men like that. She was that. That's
fucking YURITZA senior year.
The way she talks, the way she looks, and the way she talks. Everyone talks about her. I was with her friends. They said everyone wants to be YURITZA's friend in high school. Everybody wanted to know her or be known to have known her. I was like, dang, that was M from my high school. Definitely, she was that person. So imagine the YURITZA of my school was there, and I.
She's like, I gotta chime in.
Waiting for that shit.
Okay, so the M.
So M, I was obviously crushing hard for M, but she was dating all the softball players because every softball player was gay at my school, and that's kind of a universal thing. Tell me if I'm wrong.
That's
but
another topic.
That is, but mostly everybody. And so I wasn't in sports, but I was into them, and I would go watch volleyball games. Basically only to look at the girls, not to objectify anybody, but those shorts and those jumps, it was great. I enjoyed that. So, I mean, and this whole time I'm doing these things, people just saw I'm just supporting friends, or I'm this, because a femme has a really hard time in the lesbian community to be seen as someone who is gay. And even when I brought it up to this girl, and I will call her...
a femme is just like a girl who...
So a girl like me, like I'm not dressed like stud or tomboyish. Yeah. Like I just look like someone who could be straight, and it's very hard for me to be like, look, I'm gay. Like, where do I show you? How do I let you know? So it was pretty hard. Moving forward to my Spanish class that I met this girl. Oh my God. So me and her sat next to each other. She was real cute. She was mixed. She was Mexican.
This was at high school?
Okay. And she sat next to me, and she was so sweet, and she looked good, all that. And we started talking about our sexuality and who we like and all that. And she was like, I'm into black guys. I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, but for girls, I like black or Mexican. I was like, me too. And she said, oh, you're bi? I was like, yeah. She's like, high five. And I remember I was high-fiving, and it was really weird. But anyway, now again, I told her this, but also I gave her a look like she was black and Mexican. And then she just told me she's into black and Mexican. I was like, me too. So like...
I'm neither.
No. Oh, I meant Hispanic. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're not Mexican?
You're Hispanic.
Hold on, I gotta find that out.
No.
Ancestry.com.
This was in high school, you know, people's tastes change. And in high school, a lot of people say, what's your type? What do you like? But then when you grow up, you know, you realize like it's not really a race that you're into. It's
Yo,
mostly-
I know just from like women or just anybody in general, including YURITZA, you know, like they're always like, oh, this is my type, this is my type.
And that's not. who
That's
you end up
not your
dating.
type. You will date the complete opposite tomorrow. I swear to
exactly.
God.
I feel like type's
Exactly.
really not a thing.
It's
It's not
not.
a
It's about the
thing.
connection.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
It's really the connection. It really just comes down to
Yeah.
that. If you could vibe and have a good conversation with somebody, and then you know the sex is fucking amazing, then you know that's all it comes down to. It don't matter how you dress. It don't matter how you
Well.
look. It don't matter any of this bullshit.
That's
Throw
why
that
we're
shit out the
getting married.
window.
No, I was kidding. Moving on. So yeah, where was I?
So have you had like any
the race? But okay, yeah, like you said, type isn't a thing. But at that time in high school, everybody had a type, which was just for some reason everybody talked about that. But anyway, we bonded over that. Yeah, it was very superficial.
Yeah.
We also had an English class together, and one time we were in passing period, and I looked at her and I was like, "Hey, you want to ditch?" And I barely would ditch, but for her, I was like, maybe we could go to the bleachers and do some, you know. And so I was like, "Hey, you want to ditch?" Yeah, I like how George keeps looking at you like she's gonna kill you later. I'm so sorry.
Because she makes the funniest expressions. She'll be like,
Okay, I haven't told you this much stuff. Yeah. You're learning a lot about me. Anyways, because she thinks I'm super. She first met me. She was like, "You're super straight." So now she's learning. Anyways, so
I definitely don't think that anymore.
well, and that's on period. You gotta.
And that's on period.
There it is. Okay, so. She said, yeah, she was the type of person who would definitely did. She was like a badass. So I'm not supposed to say that bad word.
No, you
bad
can say
word?
whatever you
Okay,
want.
she's a
Carol,
badass.
say what the fuck you want. Okay.
Anyway, she had piercings. Can I say a bad word? Yes, she had piercings and tattoos, and like she would do her hair and all that stuff. But then, even though she had all that, like she was just super sweet, like a very sweet person. So, moving forward, I decided to ask her to ditch with me, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. So, we went the long way went around, hid in the bathroom for a little bit because we wanted to let everybody out. Then we were going to go to the bleachers. So we started walking to the bleachers, and we're talking. And then I was like, hey, remember you said, like, I didn't have any game. And like with girls, it was easier with guys. They just like want you no matter, you just be like, hey. And they're like, hey. Like, let's go. But with girls, it's so much harder. Like, you have to be like, you remember how I said I was gay?
Okay. Shit, I didn't know that. So for anybody,
Yeah, you remember you said you were into like Mexican and blacks. Like, I was trying to do that. So basically, I decided to try to, pull some game, but it didn't work. Because when I said, hey, do you remember when we were talking about being bi? And she goes, oh, you're bi? I totally forgot. And I was like, oh, we high-fived and everything. You forgot.
that was a moment.
I felt so, I felt
Like
very,
rejected?
Very, not seen, I guess.
Yeah. Aww.
Yeah. What, are we good? Oh, okay.
Now y'all continue.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I was really trying. I was like, I ditched for you. I didn't go to my favorite English class. I like that teacher. I'm over here ditching like a third period class. Like, they know I was there first and second, and I'll be there for fourth. So it's very obvious that I ditched for her.
Oh my god.
So we start walking, and I'm talking to her about her like style and who she's into and all that. But ended up it didn't work out with her.
That's alright. She doesn't know what she's missing.
She didn't.
So then,
She didn't.
what was like your first like if you wanted to give advice to like somebody who maybe doesn't really know where they land, like, you know what I'm saying, like bisexual or like lesbian or like anything like that, and I'm talking about like approaching a girl, like, you know what I'm saying,
Well,
like maybe they're timid to approach a girl, like how would you approach a girl now?
I don't know if I just
Like what kind of advice?
Alright, so she had told me.
Or how did you approach YURITZA? We didn't even finish that.
Wait.
We'll get
That's another story. She was a creep. Okay.
Wait, what? We didn't finish the restaurant. How y'all met?
She was a fan. Nah. I'm playing. All right, she's gonna beat me up. Okay. Not play. She doesn't hit me. Okay.
I don't.
All right. She had told me every female should try being with a girl first.
At least once.
Okay.
At least once.
At least once.
Before you decide that you're completely straight. Just which is totally okay if you are. I'm just saying, if you even had a thought about it, try it.
Okay,
Because
if you feel like
even
you might,
a little like she's hot, like I wouldn't mind. Like just try it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you just might be. Are you?
Are you?
Are you?
No, but there's a lot of females that have done things with girls and they're completely straight.
straight.
You know, because
And
they
they
know
try
what they want, they know what they like. That's why everyone's different. Not
well,
everyone's.
maybe it's like they're open in it sexually, but they're closed off to it relationship wise. So
Yeah.
like it's just everybody's different. Everybody wants to try.
I
new things.
actually thought at a point that I would only be with women sexually and not in a relationship because it was so frowned upon. And every time I said I was bisexual in high school, guys would say, "Oh, threesome. Oh, that's hot. Oh, I could imagine that." So I thought, oh, I guess that just means that if I feel these things, it's just a sexual thing and that a relationship wouldn't happen. And because it was just embedded in my mind. One, from second grade, I was rejected when it was just me and the girl.
Yeah.
And when I did say clearly I'm bisexual, the girl forgot. Like, didn't even cross her mind. Like, I was thinking about it constantly, how she's bi and I'm bi and that we could do something. We ditched together and I thought something was going to happen. And she totally didn't even think. She thought we were just friends ditching together. And in my mind, I was like, I thought we were going to the bleachers, honey. I thought something was going to happen. But again, like with guys, it's
Keyword bleachers.
yes, the bleachers is where it would go down sometimes.
go
The
down.
field. No.
So you just, lost every high schooler's view right now, bro. 'Cause they looking at us like some snitches.
I know.
So
Everybody
that's just fucked
knows.
up.
Come on.
If you don't know, now you know, bro.
All right. Well, so like, let's get back to the story where you were in the restaurant.
Yes.
We're Ritz, right? And then she comes up looking all hot tamale.
Oh, hot tamale. Oh my God.
And then what
The
transpired from
perfect
there?
person. Okay, so she literally looked like my perfect match, and I was just in love off the bat, right? And I just kept talking about her. Then she started serving the person right next to me, the table right next to me. I started whispering about how good she looks to Tim and his boyfriend. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, look at her. Did you see how the way she like grabbed the plate? Like, or just anything she did, I was just like, oh my God. Because she was so elite with the way she would like pour the water and like grab the plates. I was like, ooh, like anything she did, I was just into
That's
it.
all that training that we did, you know. We
Hospitality.
spent hours doing that. I used to take her home, and we would just make her carry plates
Oh.
like in a certain way, and then pour the water with open hand and all that shit, you know.
Oh yeah, she showed me when we were in California. She's like, this is what I would do. She, the towels and the wiping the wine bottle at the end.
It's like this was all planned.
Oh yeah, I was doing all that on purpose.
That's how I pulled you. How to show you my skills again. Was trying to get some.
So honestly, at that point, unfortunately, I was still living with my ex. He was my ex at the time, but I was still living with him. And I was looking at her like, I want her. And
How weird is that?
how weird was it?
And like, yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
you're living
another
with your
story.
ex.
We're gonna not talk about that.
Okay.
Let's stay on topic.
Stay on topic. It wasn't weird because we were best friends at first, but then we just started living together. But I did have to keep quiet, like if I was dating others, I would kind of bring it up a little bit. But
you don't want to, in your household, you don't want to.
I didn't really bring it up. We just kind of like kept that silent. But after I met her, I told him how I met her, how into her I was. He would catch me on her Instagram all the time. He'd be like, "Oh, here we go again." Yeah. So anyway, her I didn't hide at all because it was like a different level of connection. So yeah, moving on to when she took my order and all that. Finally, I was telling when she left and she took our order and she was bringing back food. I was looking at Tim and I was like, okay, so like how do I pull her like number or her like
IG,
some kind of
something.
IG
Here it goes.
something. I was like,
Social media.
he was
Here it
like,
goes.
try to get her number. I was like, no, that's too weird.
It's
I was
too
like, let
weird.
me ask for her Instagram.
I read that like in high school. It was like one of the like easiest pickup lines, right?
Oh,
And
what's
then it
your
was
Instagram?
like it's like yeah, what's your Facebook at the time?
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah,
what's
yeah.
your Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like right there.
It is,
you
bro.
got-
Then just comment on
Yeah.
stories. Slowly slide in through the stories, bro.
Yeah.
But continue.
That's
My
the
bad,
strategy.
Because
So-
no, that's right. That's exactly what went through my mind. I was like, social media is something anyone
Yeah.
asks for. Plus, I
background.
went a social media blogger. Like, I go on Instagram and I post my food. I said, "You work here
But yo,
with the
don't-
food. I'll tag you." You know, I was like,
But
"This
yo,
works."
don't stop that from asking people for numbers, all right? Numbers is still a thing, all right? You can still
It
ask them
is,
for- It's just
but-
too direct sometimes.
It is,
If
I
she's not
felt.
that into you.
I wasn't comfortable enough at this point because I hadn't dated women. I wasn't comfortable with like, how is she gonna take this? What if she's taking?
So I was gonna say it really still depends on the person and how
Exactly.
But you're asking her for her Instagram specifically.
And then some people keep their shit private and don't hand it out to everyone. Anyway, so
true.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see like, you know, what kind of person she was, maybe through Instagram. But also, I'm from California and she's in New York. I thought if someone who looks like that. And I just met her, I can't lose her. Like, how am I going to contact her when I'm in California? And I was like, what do I do? Like, I need to keep this person. Like, I need to keep in contact.
Have you thought of opening a restaurant in California?
Yeah. Actually,
was that one of those questions? That would have been one of mine if I was you. Like, so you planning on going to Cali anytime soon?
No.
Well,
we skipped that. Oh, sorry. We skipped that entire process. We went straight into kids somehow.
Oh.
This story is no.
All right, hold on. You skipped the bunch. You skipped the whole bunch of stuff. All right, hold up. So you got her Instagram, and then
no. She got my Instagram in the end.
I have to say how.
Okay.
Because how I pulled it.
All right.
Okay.
Do the on part.
Okay.
All you guys were
so
like, oh.
mind you, this whole time I'm like, okay, I want to be with her. I want to get with her. Like, I was staying at Tim's house, but I was like, maybe I could go to her place for like at least a night. Like at that point, I was just trying to like, you know, get some.
Trying to clap.
Yeah, I was. Because like I said, I was living with my ex at the time, and at that moment, I was just dating around. And I was like, maybe I could just like, you know, because she lives in New York, I live in California. I was like, this is not gonna actually work. Little did I know. But you know, I thought like this is not gonna work. Maybe we could at least like hook up. So I was telling them, I was like, oh my god, like I really want to like be with her. But in my mind, I also was just really attracted. Like if she were to be able to come to California, I would have totally been saying I want a relationship with her, right? But at least I wanted a little connection. Now, I told Tim how, you know, I'm into her, all that, like I'm talking her up, she comes, and then we stop talking, and he goes, I choke up. I don't even know what to say at this point, because like I told you, I don't talk to women, all right? It's hard. You guys have it hard, because I reject people all the time, so I didn't want rejection. I'm very scared of rejection, guys. You guys go through it all the time.
Gentlemen, persistence is key. If she says no, then you know that's a step back. But if she don't say no, then, you know, just ease back a little bit. Try again later, okay?
It's scary. Because I know...
And be comfortable in that rejection zone. Don't be uncomfortable. You're fucking weird. You fucked it up for yourself.
See, I get so scared of that. I was like, I've never been rejected. So it's... Because the guys, like I said, it was so easy. You just make eye contact, and they're like, damn, she's into me. With her, I'm giving her all this eye contact. I'm like, do you see how much I'm into you? Like, how hard is this? So yeah, you guys have it really hard because I did not realize.
I think YURITZA was coming in the back or like texting me. I don't know if I was there or not. Was I there? I don't remember being there.
I was just about to ask.
But I remember her speaking you up so big.
Oh, it was about to close.
Oh, it's just the very end.
July. Right. I went there in July. It was about to close. It was a week before it closed. So I literally just got to meet her in the nick of time. She'd just come back from, I can say Georgia. Oh yeah, she just came back from Georgia. It literally was like the perfect timing for me to have went. I was supposed to be there like a week earlier, and I don't know if I would have met her. So yeah, we're there. I was talking her up. She comes, and we stop talking. And now that I've choked up, kind of not saying anything, they start helping me out. Tim starts asking her questions. Tim's like, so since Sans is closing, what's your next move? I was like, oh, good question. Oh my god, I didn't know what to say.
And I'm going to California.
Yeah, right? So we're so excited. We're like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like, you know, we'll see where she's at. And she says, oh, I'm going to the Navy. All three of us in unison go, aww. She's confused as fuck. Like, why are they so sad I'm going to the Navy? Like, you don't even know me. I know she didn't.
Like, they could have at least applauded for me or some shit. I'm gonna serve this country.
And we're like, damn it, I can't fuck. No.
I just remember like
I don't like y'all don't like the military.
Yeah,
I'm not coming back to this team. I almost lost it.
I felt bad, but like, and I caught myself. I was like, oh, she's gonna realize like I was saying because of that. But honestly, she was just confused. Like, why did I say that?
I don't know. I remember like bringing up Gloria because Gloria's in the Marines, and I was like, yeah, my sister, she's gonna go into the Marines too. You know, trying to connect with the table and stuff like that. After the I was just like,
it's like, nah, they just a table now.
Let me just make it entertaining.
So she said, oh, and me and my sister look really alike. And I said, oh, really? Let me see a picture. Now that's how we got to the Instagram because I was like, oh, let me see, you guys look alike, you know? And she's like, before that she was saying, oh, everyone, I don't know why you said this comment, because when I mentioned this later you said that's not true, but she said, oh, everyone that I like ends up liking my sister, we look so alike, she's so good looking, something like that. And I was like,
because it happens to both of us. Like I could have a girl like so
it could be both.
yeah, it's so like we have like bro codes when it comes to us. Like nah, yeah, it's difficult.
yeah. Scoot me back into frame. Yeah, no, so when she said that, I was like, oh, you guys look alike, let me see. Not because she said, oh, people go towards my sister more. That was definitely not on my mind. I was just trying to get to her Instagram. And then she comments, she goes, oh, why, you want to get with her? And I was like, oh, it's kind of like a jealousy a little bit. So that was like a little bit
good.
A joke.
That's good. Oh,
that kind of joke is a little flirt.
nah, that's flirting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's flirting. That's definitely flirting.
I caught that flirt, and I was like, ooh, so we both on the same vibe right now? I was like, hey, I'm like, snatch, take it. So she showed me a picture. I was like, oh, you guys are cute. So it was a cute picture of them together. You know, she was smiling and stuff. And then I said, oh, and then I see she showed me it from her Instagram. I was like, oh, so you have Instagram? You have Instagram? Duh, everybody does. But I was like, oh, so you have an Instagram? What's yours? I'll tag you when I post the pictures from Sans. She's like, oh, yeah, here you go. And I was like, I put it in. I was like, yes. And then when she left, they're like, good shit, good job. Like, you got her Instagram. Like, this is working out. They were so proud of me because they knew this was my first time, like, getting with the girl or hitting on a girl. So now I have her Instagram. I started looking at her pictures. Now, I don't know if you all know, but her pictures are all fuckboy pictures. I'm like, she's the most
Do
humble.
we know?
Do we know?
Do we know?
Go to Instagram.
Yo, Edwin in the back
this.
checking my Instagram.
He really was like, is she? I started looking and I'm like, oh shit, she's a player. Like, this is definitely not gonna work.
My Instagram is Ritz. Iveliz, Iveliz.
No one else needs to know
Follow
this,
me.
sweetheart. Okay. If you guys follow her and I see... No, I was kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Almost had me there.
Right now.
They almost had me there.
That's scary.
Laugh so hard.
Knocking the host off his seat. He's laughing so hard.
His phone. Follow her.
Yeah, so when I saw those pictures, I was like, man, because if you see a guy posting pictures like that, you know they're pulling like too many people and it's just not gonna work. And
What
just
if they're just confident though? That's not the case.
that's fine.
That's exactly the case.
But-
Don't let that slide to you, bro. She could have 20 DMs. You just gotta leave her on red, and you're the one.
She's like that OD. Like, she actually is the most loyal person ever. So with her, it's different. She's a loyal fuckboy, which doesn't work. That's an oxymoron.
She is.
But she is. Okay.
When she's single,
her pictures
she's single.
look. Yes. When she's
single,
single,
she's
she's fuckboy
when
to
you're
the
single,
max.
single.
Yes.
She's single.
Yeah, which is fine. I understand that. But so when I looked at him, I was like, how am I gonna be the one person, the one who's so
How you
straight,
standing
the
out?
person who got rejected in second grade, the person who wasn't seen by the
Oh, no, it's all
bisexual girl?
coming
Like,
inside.
Insecurities
how,
are
yeah,
a
I was
bitch.
like,
Yeah.
I could be rejected. I was like, how is she gonna see me as a person she's gonna like push everyone away for? Because every fuckboy has that one girl who's gonna be the weakness that is like, oh, I'm gonna be real for you, you know, that one person. So I was like, how is that gonna be me? Like, I definitely didn't think that. So I thought at least we could hook up, right? You know, I was like, if she's a fuckboy, she's gonna want to fuck. So
I definitely would.
YURITZA was like, I'm gonna get that new strap just for her.
well,
Every time I get a new one, I'd be like, I'm a virgin, honey.
Oh.
He virginized me.
so you lost your virginity to me. I'm just kidding. She was a virgin. She had no exes before me, and just total virgin. That's what we say. So
They chopped off her dick and he got a new one.
yeah, that's how it works. She throws it away, chucks it.
Chucks it and gets a new
Coño.
So moving on from that topic. Yeah, I was just looking to maybe hook up for a night since I was in New York for a couple more nights, and it's all maybe. But that's why I got her information. I was playing the field, and
I respect it.
after that we all finished up, and Tim and his boyfriend decided to talk to the other coworkers that they did the whole, I think maybe Champ. They were talking to Champ. So the owner, and so they start talking to him. I get alone time with her. They did it on purpose. They were like, hey, we're going to go talk to them. I was like, thanks. So I got alone time with her. She gravitated towards me, and we started having a conversation together. And as we're talking, she asked me what I do for a living. I said, I'm a teacher. She's like, oh, so do you want kids? Boom. right away. U-Haul, lesbians do this. They talk about kids. Now, mind you, this could just be a regular kids conversation, but with us, it's different. I'm going to tell you, she wanted my children. Now, let me tell you how. She's going to say no, but she wanted my kids. I'm telling you, this is how you know. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Your future kids, tell them right now.
She wanted the children.
She wanted you. She wanted to have you.
So right now, just so we're clear, guys, Ritz is clearly going to be the favorite now. The way you're coming off to your future kids. She wanted you guys.
No.
She wanted you guys. You know, all right?
She asked. I was just trying to pull her. I said yes.
Sorry.
He has a son.
Rephrase.
He has a son, so he knows the question.
Don't listen to this. Okay, let me.
I love you.
We both love you. Are you kidding?
I love you more.
Stop. No. I wanted kids. Okay.
Who's carrying?
Her. So that's okay, but kids listen.
Kids, listen. You're not winning.
I said I do want kids. So she asked me, do you want kids? I said, yes, I want kids, but I would like to possibly adopt, because I would adopt my children and have that as a family. Because she said, why are you afraid of giving birth? I said, yes, because my family, my sister and my mom have really, really difficult pregnancies. Like ribs hurting, bedridden the whole time, throwing up the entire pregnancy, not just morning sickness. Yeah. It's horrible. And then you go to the hospital.
And that also in turn becomes like high risk, right?
Well, you have a sister?
Yeah, my sister. I have one nephew.
She went through it twice. Your mom. She went through it twice. How many times she go through? You got a brother?
No. Yes, I do have a brother, but no, he doesn't have kids.
Why is she surprised?
I was like,
no, I have a brother. He just doesn't have kids. You done forgot?
No, wait, he's saying how many pregnancies has your mom?
Does your mom
have? How many kids that she had like a high risk, high problem?
4 kids. I'm up 4 kids, but she's had more pregnancies. One was somewhere miscarriage and so on. They were so bad. Like that's what I'm saying. Like she was still fertile. It's just the pregnancy just was really tough.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And it hurt.
But she went through it for y'all.
She did, and she loves us a lot. So, but other people have really great pregnancy stories. They're like, oh, I didn't feel a thing. I barely even got morning sickness. You know, it's 2 different types of people.
I feel like that would be her.
That would be her.
I feel like
so when I told her that, she's like,
somebody would try to help me. I'm like, I got it. I ain't pregnant. I'm pregnant. But don't treat me like I'm pregnant.
If you watch New Girl, there's a scene in there where the chick is exactly like that. She's like, don't help me. Stop acting like I'm pregnant. She's a cop. So she's like, no, I don't want that. But anyway, she said, you know, okay. Let me preface this. I said that it would be really hard for me to carry the children and that I wouldn't mind adopting. And she said, oh, a lot of my family's adopted. I'm into that too. So 1, she's already agreeing to have a family with me and adopt children. Okay, 1.
Wait, this is just first conversation? You said all this?
This is first conversation after we finish eating. I'm telling you. Thank you. See, we didn't have this as the first conversation.
First conversation y'all had ever together talking about kids.
Yes.
I feel like I should tell this story.
No, you can say it after. Then, after saying that she was like a lot of her family's adopted, she was very like open to that. I was like, oh, perfect. Like we are vibing on that. Like our family's gonna be great. And so I'm already saying hence. And then she said, when I said, oh, it would really be like hard for me to carry. She's like, I wouldn't mind carrying the children. I wouldn't mind carrying the kids. Do you not see that as her saying she wants to carry my children?
Yes.
Because that makes me feel like, okay, and dating,
what kind of games you playing out here, bro?
Dating men, like you always wish, like I wish you could feel the pain of like childbirth. She actually can, and she offered, and I was like, you are my dream. I want to be with you. You're all I need, and I stopped searching after.
Oh my god.
So
Ritz
go on.
Quick. Ritz was
like, how do I follow up to that?
Yo, like. All right, she made a lot of good points. I would just like to first start off saying, I was just trying to, you know.
Cool. Who has that as our first conversation?
Right, every time she tells people this, she's like, oh. She wanted my children. That's the first thing she says. She wanted me. She wanted my children. She wanted to start a family. Blah blah blah. I'm like,
right to the table.
I was like, oh. You want to adopt kids? I got adopted family, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind adopting.
We have
exactly.
this, and
I
understand
you, you know? Yeah, we agree,
Okay.
you know? And then
But let me get something straight. You definitely have some kind of flirtatious vibe going on.
what?
She did.
You definitely have.
Oh
some
yeah,
Kind of
Because I was telling my coworkers that night, I was like, "Isn't she cute? She's mad cute."
Yeah.
And
I think I was there then. Did you see me there?
If it was
No.
July,
Fuck, then I wasn't
my
there.
nose was broken,
But I remember you
If it's
specifically
July, I was
hardcore talking about this girl, or maybe we
Yeah,
met up
because-
afterwards and I picked you up or something. Because I remember specifically you going so hard about this food blogger girl, and I remember looking at her Instagram and being
because
like,
I did bring
just a
her
food blogger.
up to you guys, like, oh, like
Yeah.
this happened this night, blah
He's the
blah.
only person who said that so far. So
Yeah, because I told George
yeah,
everything.
look, listen,
like,
I haven't
nobody-
even heard this whole scenario story like in this
Oh.
detail, but like she definitely like brought it up so much that it stood out. Because I remember like looking at your Instagram and yeah, and literally being like
made
being
her
like.
day.
Definitely one of my
I think you asked me like, oh, like, do you think she's hitting on me or some shit? It was like something around that line. Like you were curious, and then I was like she could just be a food blogger. Like maybe she's asked for the Instagram, but then I was like, I don't know, bro. I'm like, you're fucking you, bro. Why are you asking me?
Yeah.
Go do you. Go do you. I remember this conversation, and it happened at Sans. That when I was looking at your Instagram, it was definitely at Sans. So I don't think you were there. But I remember,
maybe it was after.
yeah, I remember maybe we had the initial conversation. I picked you up, or at some point we saw each other, because usually that's what we do. Like when they were working at Sans, I would just like go pick them up or something. Like we still hang out.
Yeah, and talk and
But
chill.
or I was probably in the shift next day, and we just had a conversation about it. So
But I know I do remember flirting hardcore. Like literally, I would go pick up her plate, and like my whole essence was just around her, and I'll just pick up that plate, you know.
Oh my god.
You know what? You gotta flirt and still be professional.
professional, yeah. You don't catch the HR case, bro.
And then,
We were a
and
brand
then
new
when
restaurant.
Like when we said goodbye to each other, there's two different types of hug people. There's that front hug, right? Where like you just feel on her. You
There's
know
the
what I'm saying?
under the hand hug.
And then
there's
when you
then
just-
she grabs your neck hug.
Oh, that's
but then there's also the side hug, where it's just like
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 tap tap.
okay,
Okay.
nice meeting you. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, she did that?
No,
No.
Oh.
we
had
went
the
like
embrace.
like
Do it right now for the camera,
It's
for y'all kids, so they can see what we're talking about
What the first hug looked
for the
like.
audience.
I was like,
They rehearsed this.
I love it.
Oh, she did all that. Damn.
it wasn't all that.
that's how it did
Okay,
it, kids.
that's a serious kiss, because Hispanics do the cheek kiss or whatever. Then it's just like, oh yeah, hi, bye, you know.
Mm.
I'm saying, but nah, full on hug. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
This story is too hot. All right.
It was. I'm hot right now.
So ever since then, right? Like I didn't slide in her DMs, nothing like that.
Yeah, man, because you said she was a creep, so let's hear this.
Ooh, she's a fan. You was. I admit it.
No. So what happened?
She wasn't a fan, but she was fanning the whole time. She was telling that story.
Okay. Okay, look. I was totally into her looks, yes, but I wasn't a fan. Like all your Instagram followers don't bind.
Did she like every picture?
Yes, and she commented.
No. I didn't comment first. What I did was
My ex hated you.
Oh my god.
because I was sliding all the ways. I would do the emojis to everything she posted. You don't have hot pictures. I'll be like,
Dude, the persistence is real on this.
Dude,
Oh, you can see
I
her
would
right
post me and my ex. She would not comment on that, but when I would post myself, she's like heart eyes. Like she did not
Savage,
care.
straight savage. She's
did-
like, I'm in Cali. I'm not catching no hands.
I was letting.
What you gonna do?
Cali, bitch. No, so she meet me outside. How about that? So I'm just kidding. Outside the airport. Catch me outside. Catch me outside SFO. So okay, no, but when I wasn't fanning. What happened was, she posted, first time I talked to her after meeting her at Sans, she posted about the Navy. She was at MEPS, I guess, and she had a paper in her hand. It was in her lap, I remember. And you could see like the place, the rest of the room. And I said, oh, so you already signed your contract, or are you just filling out more paperwork? I just want to get to know her, have a conversation.
Yeah.
It was very normal. And it worked, obviously, because we started talking after that. Because she didn't say anything to any of my stories. I don't even know if she watched them, honestly.
Whose idea was Cali?
Well,
The fans.
Oh, I love it.
The fans.
The fans.
everyone. Well, like to move there and
For y'all to elope out there. Now,
oh well, that was
Okay,
that's
so
a different story.
the first time I was gonna go to boot camp, that didn't work out because the Navy fucked up. Yes, you guys fucked up.
Maybe fuck.
The second time, coronavirus.
Uncle Sam.
And that's when she was like, "Oh,
can't say the C word. That's the only
Oh,
word
yeah,
we
you
can't
can
say.
you can curse.
You can curse all you want, but we can't say the C
recent
word.
events going on.
Yeah,
because
quarantine or
quarantine,
whatever.
quarantine.
Sorry, yeah,
Okay. Sorry. Because of quarantine or whatnot." And she was like, "All right, cool. So since you're not going to boot camp, why don't you come out here?" And I was like, "All right. First of all, I didn't want to at first, and I was like, damn, that's everyone that knows me. They know I'm very George. What am I? Like, I just make decisions out of the
Impulsive?
blue. Impulsive.
Impulsive as a mother.
Yeah. So I was like, no, like that's very impulsive. Like I don't want to do that.
trying not to do
Oh, you said no not to do that?
I didn't want to because it
It's
was
in her
very
head.
like impulsive, like that. I was just thinking like, no, like it's too soon. What about if they like, I couldn't go to
Or
California.
you get
They
stranded
didn't
out there
know.
or some
Yeah.
shit, you know?
It was like too many. It was risk, but
It was a risk.
we started talking more about it, and she made me feel better about it, and I was like, this is my only chance to actually like see her and spend time with her, and
She's playing that game.
yes.
Reeling it in.
So
Let her fight a little bit.
yeah, I was like,
Took it back.
yeah, she called me. She was like, no, we're doing this. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna think about it.
She's like, no, I get it. I understand. It's okay. You don't have to come if you don't want to come.
I got you the red eye though.
But I mean,
She was mad though. She was mad. She was very mad.
okay, because she was not able to see me in person. We were not going to be able to see each other till after boot camp. And mind you, till this time, we had not been together. We only met each other at Sans, and then it was FaceTime.
Everything's like an
That's
emotional connection right now.
Yeah, it was
at this
all
point.
emotional, and I was like, I want to be with you. Like, I want you to come here. And we were like, we were thinking about it before too. Like, maybe just come here a couple days. Maybe I'll see you just for a weekend out there before you leave. Like, I was trying anything to just at least see her, and she was too. Then finally, when that last time they pushed her date back again, it was so hard for her. She was just mad because she's been waiting and waiting. So she was just angry at that. She wasn't really, it wasn't all that she was so worried about coming to California. It was just like she was bummed about that. So she wasn't ready to be
She wants to start her
excited about
career.
seeing me.
Okay, yeah.
I was like instant. I didn't say anything at first because I know how she is. I was like, let me not get excited. But I was in my head like, yeah, she can come to California. But I was like, oh no, they pushed your date back. Like,
it was more of like I was upset that I'm telling you I can't go to boot camp, and you're like, come to California.
Yeah, I know.
But she did empathize with me at first, but then it was too quick for her to be like, oh, come to Cali.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm still bummed out
honestly,
about not going to boot camp.
I understood the whole situation 100%. And for me, I was like, yo, like, this sounds like such a YURITZA impulsive move. But then I'm like, dude, we're in quarantine. Literally nothing to do at home. Like, you're stuck at home by yourself. Your sister, your Gloria's gone. Your sister's out all day doing whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? You know, like, you're not doing anything. You got a girl who you're talking to all the way in Cali. You almost left. Everybody said bye to you already. Everybody was crying. We had to cry. We literally sent you off. Next day, she's like, oh, yeah, I can't go to the Navy anymore because of this whole quarantine situation. So it's been pushed back till, like, whenever. And then I'm like, dude, like, if you're talking to this girl, like, you might as well go have fun. Go fuck around one more time before you leave.
Yeah, you didn't tell me anything, and you be telling me about my shit.
And you were expecting me to, and I know, I was like, nah. I'm like, let me think about it. I'm like, nah, this isn't, like, impulsive at all. Like, it is impulsive a little bit.
Huh?
I didn't know you.
No, I told him.
Yeah, he told me about it. But I'm the one to tell him shit straight up.
And then he'll be like, nah, dude, like, just think about this, think about that.
Yeah.
And that's why, I appreciate George, and he's one of my closest friends and stuff, because he tells it how it is. And you need a friend like that, because...
Don't take it personal.
Fact.
Yeah, so I feel like when she said that, and I was just thinking far into it, I started thinking really fast into it, and she was still trying to process the fact that she couldn't go. But in my mind, I was like, okay, boom, you can't go, sad, moving on. And like in my mind, it was just so rude. I understood that at that moment. Like, she was really sad about it. Like, for her, I didn't realize how long she hadn't been like really working, how much it was affecting her, and then that pushing back, like, she needed time to process. But in my mind, I was like, okay, this is our chance. 2 months, you won't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
You're pushed back. In 2 months, we could see each other at least for 2 weeks,
yeah.
right? And I was like, this could be our chance. And like, I was just thinking really fast, like boom, 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 boom. So I told her, I was like, hey, let's do this. When she finally came out of the shower and she was fine, she's like, you know, you're right. Actually, we should see each other. And I told her, I was like, we could do this. 2 weeks in Cali, 2 weeks in New York. We meet each other's family. Boom, easy.
Yeah, that was our first plan. Like,
Yeah, it didn't go that way.
Yeah.
It did not go that way. By the way, for anybody in the audience that's just confused, all right, they met at Sans like what, like a year ago?
Yes, in July of 2019.
In July of 2019, and then you know Aleena's still persistent as fuck.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then y'all started talking again. Like, when did you really start? When did you feel like you really started talking again?
When I started talking to her, she was broken up with her ex.
Yeah.
But then at a middle point for a couple months, she would not respond to any of my little emojis that I would post to her because she was in a relationship. But I didn't really know because sometimes she would post her ex, and then sometimes
I didn't even fucking know. We had no idea what was going on there.
Yeah. Sometimes there would be quotes how sad she was, like it was a relationship was not working kind of quotes,
Yeah.
and I was like, what? I don't know. That means I could slide because she was so sad, but she was like, this is not working kind of stuff.
I was engaged.
She didn't even give a fuck.
But
like,
there was no like pictures of them like I'm engaged or ring or her name. Like I didn't see nothing. I only saw one picture of her once, and then it was taken down.
So I'm like, I didn't even know you knew where you were at.
Yeah, that didn't work because I did tell you guys the story. You know, my ex did fuck me over a lot, and I was settling. I was
Hold on,
settling.
this is the perfect time to end the podcast real quick. The part one, we're gonna start a part two. We're just gonna get everything in because the hours have gone by.
What?
So,
Yeah, we're over an hour.
Yeah, we're over an hour right now.
If you ever see him going like this or that's how much time we have left.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's just cut it right here, real quick.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, break.
Okay, we should put on the AC.
Let's do that. The dog.